We've come to the Sydney University Sports and Aquatic Centre today to see how their Olly timing system is working. Let's go in and see what's happening. So while it's quiet, let me show you around. We've got here an 8-lane 50-metre indoor pool. In fact, it used to be an outdoor pool apparently, and then quite a few years ago they built walls and put a ceiling on it. And if I just stand back a bit, you'll see up here on a balcony we've got an operating area where the coaches and others do their work with computer, and they've got a huge rack here actually, which isn't strictly necessary, but it's used for other equipment in the building. In terms of Olly timing, Olly will operate from up here, and you'll see later the starter for the longer races will be, the starter for all races will be here. They only ever start at this end. This is the start end. So the 100 metres and longer races will finish at this end, and the 50-metre races will finish down at the other end. The only other thing to show you here is if you look on the ceiling there, that there is the Olly timing camera at this end of the pool. You probably won't be able to see, but there is also, I don't think you can see it, also another one at the other end. Anyway, they're about to get set up, so let's just pause there, and we'll follow everybody through the setup process. Now we'll go over to the starter. The cable's right out the way, so nobody trips over it. Oops. I don't think we actually need that, but anyway. And this plugs into exactly the same port as the Dolphin timing used to. So this plugs into the start output. Yeah. Don't plug it in up here because it won't work, or it might cause some problems. So you plug it in down there.
For the functionality, Olly timing, the way it knows when races have started is using this flash. So when the starter clicks the button, it flashes and that activates the camera. And then when they finish, it'll watch them finish essentially. So the next step is to a test start. So we just click, we have to click to wake up the mouse. We'll just click start. And now we're waiting for the stroke to flash.
And that's when we get someone to do.
We can give the signal. We never established a signal. So. Yes, so she'll do a test start. You'll hear the sound. And a couple seconds delay. It should flash really bright. And you see there was a white flash, and now that is the correct identification of the start.
Great.
So we have seen the start. The software is ready to either ignore the start or manual finish. If we remove the wait time, then we'll see the boxes pop up. So there's all the lanes are in position, they're not mistriggering, the start has happened, so we'll ignore that start because that was not a real race. And now we wanted to get her to do it again. We want to switch ends and test that it's relaying properly to the other end, to the turn end. So we'll click start again.
And then you go.
Again,
Yeah, that's right.
A couple seconds later. Watch down here, this is where the flash should happen. So a bright blue light.
And the delay is just actually in the transmission of the vision to us, isn't it? Like when she pressed it.
So what we want to do is parse the meat file. So we go into config meat. So we want to configure the meat.
And this is all single click, by the way, isn't it?
It should be single click, and then there's two options. We can either automatically, which is ingest the PDF that we just generated, or we can manually enter the whole configuration. But what you're setting up is a timing interface for Meet Manager. So we go to interfaces, we click setup, timing console for interface pool 1. And then we want to Colorado times with Dolphin with splits. That is the timing interface that Olly timing produces. It's a .do4 file. So we click that and we click OK. And then the next step is to point it to Olly timing, the actual file path. So we go interfaces, timer, select data. It's just they're completely arbitrary buttons. It's completely unintuitive, but essentially you're met with this interface, and we want to update the data location, and we want to update the data location to Olly timing essentially. Why is someone standing on the block? I can try to slow it down if you want.
No. It's,
But no, I agree with
no, I'm really being tongue in cheek, but it is a
It's, so, yeah, there should be a 2 and 3 minutes. Yeah, it's good. So I'm going to keep flying through. I'm getting very good at
Was that especially for you? That was especially for you, that little... his little gauge.
Oh, yeah.
Like, so now I hit so I turn my gun back here. I see that there was no thing.
No, lane 7, yeah.
So we're at 1508. And there was no lane 7. So we
Yeah.
had to take the shot around. And then I returned back to reviewing. So you see here, the AI was a bit slow. They've actually, oh no, they just finished really bad.
Yeah.
So you need 2 operators.
I mean, I think it's good. We found it was good to have 2 because it's like,
There's so much happening.
yeah, it's like even if one person's just remembering, hey, it's 511, at 311, the lane 7's empty, just a few of those things. And while they,
The other one refused.
I reckon then once you get better,
Maybe that's a good idea.
yeah. Because last time we were always like, I was like, a lookout. Lane 7, lane 3.
But you were doing it last time.
Yeah, I gave the thumbs up.
We used to just like switch a bit how to go the short ones and long ones, just because the short ones work quite technically when they good, but like they take a long.
So if you look at this, we've just started at 15:12, but someone jumped in on lane 8. So that's really critical that you get that, because what they've done is they've added someone to their hit. So if everyone finishes and they come last, the video might end before they even get a time. So we stand the risk now of losing time because of how they're closing the market. Maybe when you guys are operating, you might feel that they shouldn't.
So this meet's been running a couple of hours now, and we're just coming to the end of a 400 metres freestyle. Just want to give you a bit of a feel for what's going on. So here's the final swimmer coming in on the 400 freestyle. We've now got 50s about to start, so on Olly timing they're just going to switch ends. So he's just going to do the end switching, and he's going to ask for a test start just to make sure the test start works. He's just going to do a test start to make sure it works. And that worked. Okay, so we now get going with the next one. Delay while they wait for the start. Okay, so they're starting now. And the important thing to notice here is that the camera is now switched to the final end of the pool. The swimmers are going up towards the end now, and then I'll flick round to show you what's happening on the screen. So they're reaching the end. If you turn around and look at the screen here, you'll see them appearing here now. There we are. Just remember, lane 1 is a warm-up lane, so don't worry about what's going on there. So it gives the thumbs up to say they can start the next one. So no notice here there's no lane 4 or lane 8. Well, there's only 3 swimmers in this particular heat, and they're just finishing now. Thumbs up for the next heat, and while the next heat gets underway, they can start reviewing. So there's only 3 swimmers there, so it's a very quick review, and then ready for the next start. So that's started in the water, and there's no lane 2 in this one. That's what we've got on the screen there. Reaching the end now, first swimmer is finishing, which is exactly what we can see happening here. There'll just be the last swimmers coming in lanes 7 and 8. And here comes lane 7, which is happening here. So they're giving a thumbs up to the starters. So they're going to start the next race here, and they're finishing the review of the last race there. And you'll notice the left screen will flick into timing mode when the race starts, even though the race review is still happening. There we go. So the race has started, and they're away. Meanwhile, a rook here is importing the results into Meet Manager for the results to go out. So 100 backstroke in the water, just coming to an end. There's the last swimmer coming in lane 7. So we're just checking out a few things here. Gives the OK. And they start the next race while the review is happening over here. So on the right screen the review's underway, on the left screen the start of the next race. You've probably noticed there's a slight delay between the live start and what comes through on the video. That's totally understood, and that's what always happens. There's just latency in the system, and that's all calibrated in, so there's no effect on the timing there. So this is a 200 breast. Coming to the end of the 200 breast for the men. Lane 7's still got a bit to go. Let's just go and see what's happening on the screen over here. And lane 7's in now. So they give a thumbs up to the starter so they can carry on, and then they can start the review here. And this is the women's 200 breast about to start. No, there's no lane 3 here. to go. So in a minute the operator here will switch off lane 3. Might wait for the review to finish first before... you've got no lane 3 in this one, but you do have a lane 2. Maybe the swimmer swam in the wrong race, wrong event, wrong heat. So there you have it. The meet's now finished. I hope that gave you a bit of an impression about how Olly timing works at a meet. It's probably a bit more chaotic here than would be normally because we're training people. Also the first time that we've run out with the system with finishing at 2 ends, so that took a bit of getting finally polished. But thank you for joining us and see you next time.